What's up out there, Kraken fans? It's Mike, Sasquatch NHL, back for another live post-game recap. Great to have you guys along here. Kraken get it done against the Ducks. It would be nice to play these guys every game, honestly. We do this more often, but Kraken 3-1. Shane Wright, 2 goals on the evening and an assist. So you love to see it. Let me just get a couple things set up here. I kind of went live a little faster than I was ready for. So it's Friday night. Had a couple of, refreshments. We're having a great night here at the Sasquatch fam. Spring break for the kiddo. And we don't want to win too many games because we don't want to, sacrifice our draft positioning. But, we'll take the wins over the Ducks whenever we can get them. Thanks for being here, guys. We're going to talk about the game. Recap the goals, talk about the roster, a couple of things different tonight. Adam Larson out of the lineup, so that was a little bit different. Haven't seen that ever in Kraken history. So let me know in the chat how you're feeling tonight on Friday night after a Kraken victory here at Sasquatch NHL. Let me make sure I've got this turned on properly. Josh in the chat, what's up, Josh? And Carol's Dark Sarcasm says, Snowho. Nice. Let's go. Josh says, what up, my guy? I'm glad I can finally catch one live. Yes, out on the East Coast, it's probably not easy, but Friday night, maybe a little bit easier. Hopefully everything's coming through good. Like I said, I'm trying a little bit different setup so I can go live just a little bit quicker tonight. May as well try things at the end of the season, just like the Kraken are trying some of the new guys up in the lineup. But I'm kind of curious why I keep seeing some of these guys scratched. We're trying to bring up some of the youth. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know how to explain that, but we do get the victory tonight. So that's great. Thanks for being here. Let's talk about the game tonight. Kraken win 3-1. Gonna break things down. Hit that like button for me if you're enjoying the video tonight, and be sure to subscribe if you don't. Also had that podcast episode out earlier in the week. So if you like to listen instead of watch here on YouTube, go check that out as well. We're going to break things down, talk about the roster, set things up coming into the evening a little bit like we do here, talk about the stats, 3 stars, give you the recap on the goals, and of course, live chat with you guys throughout the show. So let me know down in the chat, how are you feeling tonight? How do you feel about Shane Wright stepping up now? And 3 goals in 3 games for the Kraken, 2 tonight, 1 the other night, and he got an assist as well. I thought he looked really good throughout the evening. That presence, that confidence, getting a little fancy, that pass between the legs, all great stuff. Josh says, play the kids or send them back. Makes 0 sense. I'm kind of with you on this. I don't understand why we have Ryan Winterton and Logan Morrison scratched against the Ducks. So I don't know. Maybe they're not ready. Cale Fleury got it into the lineup tonight, so that's great. But I would love to see all the kids playing right now because these games are pretty much meaningless. You may as well see what you got. Mile High says, Avalanche goalie sucks. Yes. Dostal. So we're going to talk about this during the recap. Didn't have the greatest night. Kraken did have a lot of shots. So, you got to give it to the Kraken. They were pretty directive. They got to the net early. Shane Wright was very good down by the net, and Oliver Bjorkstrand very active tonight as well. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Ducks, they just weren't that. Oh, so you're saying Avalanche goalie sucks. I'm sorry, I mixed that up because I'm talking Ducks and Kraken. But yeah, we'll see how Avalanche do here going into the postseason. Mile High, thanks for being back. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in my notes. I'm trying something a little bit different tonight with the live stream, so bear with me. Like I was telling everybody earlier, got to try out new things here at the end of the season. May as well at this point because the Kraken are not going to make the playoffs, and this is kind of when I test things out. So thanks for being here, Mile High. Let me know how you're feeling as an Avalanche fan going into the playoffs. Sounds like you don't like your goalie setup, but you've got a pretty good team over there. So I don't know. Let's check the scores around the league as we go here tonight as well. Let's talk about the game setup, you guys. Kraken 31, 31, and 13 coming into this one. Lots of 3s and 1s in those columns. And tonight they're going to win, so they're going to get their 32nd win of the season for the 32nd franchise. That's great to see. Ducks 25, 47, and 4. Now moving to 48 losses. And just imagine, how disappointing this has been as a Kraken fan. If you're a new hockey fan and this is only, maybe your first season or second or third season watching hockey, it's been very disappointing compared to last season when the Kraken made the playoffs. But just imagine being even worse. So, not too bad. We can do better, I think, next year. I think there's going to be a few changes. We got to score more goals, be a little bit more consistent. We've talked about this at length here on the channel throughout the season and very much recently as well. But yeah, things could be worse, and you could be right there in contention for the first overall draft pick. That's never where you want to be as a franchise. And, luckily the Kraken aren't in that spot. Maybe it would be, some people would disagree with me on that. Getting the first draft pick is always going to be helpful for your franchise. But I feel like the Kraken have a pretty good core, some great youth. Shane Wright showing you tonight what you've got to look forward to in the future. And it's going to continue to build as we get towards next season. I'm laying the positives on pretty thick right now, but hey, it's Friday night, Kraken win. I'm happy about it. Let's chat about it here as we go. So that's the setup for you guys. Just wanted to point out real quick, again, Adam Larson out for the first time ever for the Kraken. 343 games. That was his Ironman streak and the fourth longest active streak in the NHL. So sounds like they've had a baby on the way there in the family. So Adam Larson out, tending to personal matters tonight, and congrats to them. Hopefully everything's doing great in that realm, and you're going to see Adam Larson probably back here real soon. But yeah, it sucks to end the streak, but that's probably the best way you can ask for it to end. Definitely more important than hockey, having a baby in the family. So shout out to the Adam Larson family at large. That's great to see, and hopefully everything's going good there. But Kraken now, like I said, they're trying to work in some young guys into the lineup, but a couple of those guys are scratched tonight, and I don't really understand that. You've got Winterton, Logan Morrison scratched. Let's look at the roster as we talk about that, and you can see all the scratches down low. Winterton, Yamamoto, Tatar, Morrison, and then you've got Vince Dunn and Adam Larson out tonight. I didn't mind the look with some of the lower pairings on the forward lines, and of course Shane Wright looking good throughout the evening, but I just would like to see Morrison and Winterton in the lineup. I don't understand why they're not, but maybe we're giving some guys a chance to potentially come back and be part of this roster next season. Belmar in the lineup there, centering that fourth line at least to start out. So that's kind of where we're at with the roster. So, all right, so let's get a little bit further here. I didn't actually do a poll question tonight. That's okay, but let's get into the recap a little bit. We're going to talk about the goals, break down the game just a little bit, give you guys my thoughts. Let me know in the chat what you thought about the game. Who are your 3 stars? Let me know where you're logging in from in the chat as well. Shout out your hometown. Always love to call out where you guys are logging in from. And like I said, I didn't do a poll question, but anything on your mind, let me know in the chat and I'll respond as we go here. And if you're watching in the replay tomorrow, leave a comment and I'll respond to that as well as we go. Here we go. Rapid reaction time. Ducks, Kraken, first period. Philip Grubauer in net for your Kraken again. That's his second or third straight start now. So Joey getting a little bit of a rest. Grubauer back in again tonight. Lucas Dostal, like I said, for the Ducks, got mixed up on Mile High's comment there saying Avalanche goalie sucks. I didn't know we were going to talk about the Avalanche tonight. I wasn't prepared, but Mile High, if you're still here, let's talk about it. Dialed in now. Kraken, I thought first period pretty strong overall. Grubauer had some key saves when the Ducks went on their first power play with the man advantage there, kind of keeping things even. And then the Kraken really started to ratchet things up. Late in the first period there, Shane Wright breaks through, got that tip in right down at the net. Kraken won a face-off. Bjorkstrand curls right at the top of the face-off circle there, sends it to the net, and Shaner gets his stick on it. That's what you want. That was his second goal in 3 games. He added more later, but since being called up, he's looked pretty good, pretty confident. He's skating well, and he's playing against tougher matchups as well. So you love to see him break through down in the danger zones, getting to the net, making a difference for the Kraken here. So we grab that 1-0 lead in the first period, and we go to the second period. Joshua says, hometown, Graham, Washington. Oh, I didn't even know that. Maybe we've talked about that before. But currently in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I do remember that. So Love to hear that, Josh. Thanks for chiming in the chat. As always, great to have you. One of the OGs here on the channel. Josh, shout out. Second period, here we go. And just 2:29 into the second period, Shane Wright scores again, his second goal of the night. Like I said, he wasn't done. Schultz here, he went down low to Schwartz behind the net, and kind of a one-touch pass, sweet pass from Schwartzy there, right in front as Shane Wright kind of just got to the net aggressively. He roofed it, one-timer, kind of a slapper, puts it home. 2-0 Kraken at that point, and Shane Wright looking good for this Kraken team on a hat trick watch in the second period. Love saying all those words together, and I hope we get to see more of this as we get towards next season. I don't know how long Shane is going to stay up. Sounded like 5 or 6 games, according to Jeff Baker, Seattle Times. So we'll see. Obviously, you don't want to burn the ELC year, so I would expect 6 or less. Anyhow, so we keep going. Just a little bit later, getting a little bit fancy. Shane Wright again between his legs with the pass there to Eberle in the slot. Love that creativity and that confidence. Night and day compared to what we saw in some of his previous appearances with the Kraken. So that seasoning now at the AHL level is really making an impact, and you can see it in his development and how he's playing now up with the big club. Just night and day, like I said. Really great to see. A few minutes later, Kraken again working in the Ducks zone. They kind of try to pass through the crease there. This is Shane Wright again, right off of the boards, and the pass hits Matty Beniers in the skates, and it goes into the net. So Kraken make it 3-0, kind of a garbage goal, but when you got guys crashing the net and you put the puck in the right spot, good things happen. So this is what I like to see from the Kraken. It doesn't always have to be pretty. Matty Beniers breaks through. Shaner with the assist. Joshua putting the 3 stars down in the chat. Love this. 3rd star, Matty. 2nd, Grubauer. 1st star, Shane. And we're going to get to the official ones here just after the recap. So thank you, Joshua, for contributing that in the chat. I like this pick. I think Shane Wright is going to be the 1st star. I don't know if you're giving me the official ones or your picks, but Grubauer definitely good throughout the evening. I might flip-flop him and Matty there. But anyhow, okay. So we keep going. A few minutes later, Ducks start to get themselves into penalty trouble just a little bit. They kind of have that reputation being a little bit undisciplined this season, and that started to show just past halfway in the second. Radko Gudas trips Tanev. Tanev flips over. That was kind of a crazy play. It was a trip for sure. I know that the Ducks fans weren't happy with that, and the announcers didn't seem to think that was a penalty, but it was definitely a trip. And then you got Cam Fowler going to the box for cross-checking. 2-man advantage for the Kraken. They don't break through. The Ducks kill both of those penalties. So you would like to see the Kraken break through there, but they don't. And Ducks only 1 shot at that point late in the second period. I was joking on Twitter that I had more shots than the Ducks at that point. Kind of enjoying the evening here Friday night. Josh says, my picks. Okay, it's good to know. So we're going to see the official ones here shortly. Thank you, Josh, again. Okay, so Ducks now just 1 shot, like I said, in the second period at that point, and things kind of starting to wind down a little bit. Kraken a mix-up in their own end, though, unfortunately. Puck bouncing around, and Leo Carlsson jumps in right on the puck, kind of a little behind-the-back pass to himself. High talent play there, and he puts one high left side of the net, wires it, bringing the Ducks within 2 goals, and that was a great goal by Leo Carlsson. He's a great player, and you can see that talent coming through for the Ducks. So somebody to keep your eye on if you love hockey. If you don't love the Ducks, that's fine. But if you love hockey, Leo Carlsson, great player. All right, third period. Here we go. Shane Wright, 6 shots on goal through 2 periods. That's what you want to see from Shaner and the Young Guns. Put the puck on net. Get to the net. Crash the net. Get good goals. Get pretty goals. Get dirty goals. Just score the damn puck. Kraken, oh my God, did not score enough goals this year. So I love seeing this tonight. Guys getting to the net. Third period, things pretty calm through the first 5 minutes. And that's okay if you're a Kraken fan. You got to hold that 2-goal lead. Nothing stupid. You know, stay disciplined. Ducks, right about 14 minutes left in the third. They get a chance in the Kraken zone, and guess who? A big blocked shot for Shane Wright, doing it all tonight for the Kraken, offensively and defensively. Again, giving us that glimpse of the future for the Kraken. Great work, Shaner. Loved your game tonight. Not going to be surprised if you're the first star. Ducks again now with a little bit, just kind of a push here. A few minutes after that, Leo Carlson again involved, making some noise offensively, but Grubauer ready to go. Didn't see a lot of pucks tonight, but he shut that one down, and Kraken hold that 2-goal lead under 12 minutes to go. Shot advantage heavily in the Kraken favor, and they just kind of salt the clock away as this third period went by. The Ducks pull their goalie now, right around 3 minutes left. Kind of taking a page out of Hackstall's strategy book with the early pull. McCann hooked on his way to the empty net there. Probably would have scored a goal. Referees call a penalty. And then Bjorkstrand got called for tripping there on Lindstrom in Anaheim. Actually, it was somebody else, but then Lindstrom came in and got up into Bjorky's head. So a couple of penalties handed out there. Bjorky kind of got hit up into the head with that shoulder, elbow. That made me a little bit worried, but none of that mattered. Kraken finish it off. They get it done. 3-1 victory. And you love to see that for the Kraken here. Out on the road, finishing up this road trip with a victory. And they're going to have 4 days off. I believe their next game is on Tuesday before they go back home. 3-1 victory tonight. Carol Stark sarcasm with the laugh emoji. I don't know what you're laughing about. You got to let me know. It has been quite an evening here at Sasquatch NHL here in the fam. We're having a great time. Actually, the daughter was out of town, so it was kind of empty nest syndrome a little bit. She's headed back tonight, but we were having a good time watching the Kraken game. Went out earlier in the evening hanging out. But yeah, so let me know what you're laughing about, Carol's Dark Sarcasm. Also, give me your 3 stars in the chat if you guys are watching. Joshua says, McCann should have been awarded the goal after the hook on the empty net. I totally agree with you. I'm not sure what the justification was. Looked like Hackstall was a little bit irritated about that one as well. But I think the story of the night was Shane Wright. 2 goals, 1 assist, and he looked really good, really comfortable. Again, I've said this now a couple times on the podcast, on the live stream the other night, and then again tonight. Looking confident, looking way more comfortable than he did in any of the other call-ups when he played for the Kraken earlier in this season and season prior. So it's great to see Shane kind of finding his groove with the Kraken, even if it's in one of these games where there's no pressure, nothing to be expected. It's against a bad team, but maybe coming home now, we get to see a little bit of a glimpse of Shane Wright on home ice against. Let's look at the schedule here. I'm going to tell you who they're playing and also look at the stats as we go into the back part of the stream. But there you go. Kraken win 3-1 against the Anaheim Ducks, and you love to see it. Okay, let's look at the stats, you guys. Let's break it down just a little bit here further. It's Friday night, and I hope you're having a good one. Hope your week went well. I don't know if you're done working. Some people work on the weekends. So if you're one of those people that works on the weekends, nothing but respect out to you. But whenever your Friday comes, hopefully you have a good one. We're having a good one here in the Squatch fam. Kraken with 27 shots on net. Shiny stuff. What's going on? I'm here to say, hey, Big Cat, hats off. That's all I got. Good night. Shiny stuff, thanks for dropping in. Great to hear from you. I want to see you do your thing on X, the thing. I know maybe we haven't had new people score lately, but you got to add to Shaner's total on the thing. Start of spring break. Oh, let's go. Love to hear that. See, we're kind of finishing spring break here. That's the way our schedule is going, but great to hear that. Spring break starting off. Hopefully it's starting off on a positive note for you guys out there. But yeah, shout out Shiny Stuff. Great to see you back on the stream. Kraken 27 shots on goal, 17 for the Ducks, and I feel like the Kraken did a pretty good job of limiting the Ducks' chances. I don't feel like they were dialed in and putting forth maybe their best effort tonight. The Ducks, yeah, they're just not a good team. And like I said, it would be nice to keep playing them. Can we play them a few more times? Unless you're hoping for some better draft positioning. Gotta look at that too. Go to Tankathon. That's a great site that shows you your chances for draft picks. All right, face-offs also in the favor of the Kraken, 53%. So that's good. We got to do this against good teams though, not just the Ducks. Power play 1 for 5 tonight. I wish that the Kraken would have broke through on that 5-on-3. They didn't do it. That's okay. But again, against good teams, those are the moments where you really want to break through. You want to get something on the board. Got a 2-man advantage. Ducks, 12 penalty minutes. Definitely, a little more discipline than usual, but a few of their penalties kind of came at key times in favor of the Kraken. Block shots even at 14 apiece, and the season series goes in favor to the Kraken. We beat the Ducks 4 times this year. A clean sweep of the foul quacks from Anaheim. Let's look at the game flow. Shots by period. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying something a little different. This screen brought to you by Natural Stat Trick. They're not like an official partner or anything, but I love the website. So shout out Natural Stat Trick. Wanted to put the flow graphic, the heat map on the screen. Ty Jacobs, if you're watching somewhere out there, got the heat map now. A little bit more automated on the stream. Shots by period, 12, 9 for... Oh, do this. There you go. Get me out of the way. Seattle, 12 shots in the first period. Anaheim, 9. Second period, again, strong for the Kraken. 11 shots to 3 shots. So Anaheim just could not keep pace. And heat map shows you right there, like all of the high danger chances down low. That's where they scored their goals. 2 of them down low there, right? So actually all 3 of them. And it's just lit up like a Christmas tree on the Kraken end of things. So they did a really good job of directivity tonight, getting to the net. Lots of shots funneled to the right spot in dangerous areas. 27 shots total. And you can see the game flow just about halfway through, maybe 3/4 of the way through the first period, really started tilting in the Kraken favor. They took things over. That's a Corsi stat there from Natural Stat Trick. So it shows you mainly possession, which leads to goals. And that's how things went tonight. Kraken in control for most of the game. And they take a 3-1 victory tonight to finish off their road trip. Let's look at the 3 stars. Here we go. Here's the official ones. Shane Wright, #1 star. I don't know if that's the first time he's gotten the first star, but it seems like it may be one of the few times. So help me remember in the chat. Leo Carlson, 2nd star. He had a great night. 1 goal. Looked good. Very poised player for the Ducks. And Yorkie, the 3rd star for your Kraken. 2 assists tonight. 15 minutes of ice. Love to see it. Love seeing Shane Wright up there up top for your Kraken. 1st star tonight overall. Like I said, can we just play the Ducks more often? That would be my only request. All right, let's wrap things up, you guys. Let's look at the standings. I told you, Carol, I was not going to do this again, but I did it. But we're ahead of Calgary still, so that's good. I did lead off the stream saying Battle of the Bottom Dwellers. We're not really bottom dwellers. We're kind of, middle of the pack, Pacific Division. The Sharks have 42 points this year. Yikes. So, yeah, things could definitely be worse, you guys. Kraken, 77 points. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to catch the Kings or anything like that. We're probably going to finish in 5th place in the division. Build on things for next year. Maybe do a trade or a sign, sign a free agent in the offseason. Bolster your scoring a little bit. Let the young guys come up, develop. Goaltending's been pretty good this year. Can't complain about that. Defensively, we've had our moments, but I feel like that's also been better. And I love seeing Riker Evans in the lineup regularly. I think that's going to be huge. That kid develops into a true pro. He's got all the right toolkit going on in his game as well. So let's see what happens here as things kind of close out. Maybe not the happiest of feelings about the season overall, but definitely things we can look at to build on for next season as the Kraken wind up this one. At least we've held on to the 500 mark, so that's right. Got to keep track of that. 32 wins for the 32nd franchise. Love it. Much better than season 1. Not as good as season 2, but I feel like season 2 we were a little bit off the charts scoring wise, and I talked about that on the podcast. Just released that on Monday called Rearview Mirror, so check that out if you don't know. Please do. Over on the audio things, look ahead at the schedule. Coyotes on Tuesday the 9th, so that's a 7 p.m. game back at home at Climate Pledge Arena. Sharks after that on the 11th, and then out on the road again against the Dallas Stars on the 13th for, I believe that's a 3-game road trip to kind of wind things up. Josh says, Ron has to be shaking the trade tree, not liking what's going to be available in free agency. Yeah, and that's why I didn't start to call out names during the podcast, Josh, because there's just not a whole lot of them that I think would be a good fit for the Kraken. So, yeah, maybe it's time for a trade. Maybe use some of that draft capital. Go get a score. Go find somebody that's going to make a bigger difference in your goal scoring total for next season. That's just kind of my opinion. I feel like defensively we're going to be okay, and goaltending has been better. I just feel like last year when we scored way too many goals than we should have, maybe we need just a little bit more of that here. This season obviously didn't score enough, and next season maybe Shane Wright's going to add to that total, but you got to kind of bolster that. You don't want to put it all on his shoulders if next season is going to be his first full season as a pro. So that's just kind of the opinion here. But like I said, thanks you guys for being here tonight. Be sure to go check out the podcast, subscribe, hit the like button on the stream before you log out tonight. Hopefully you guys have a great Friday night. Thank you for interacting in the chat. And Kraken close out the week, the work week, with a win, 3-1 over the Ducks. Have a good one, you guys. We'll talk to you again here on another stream real soon. Sasquatch NHL signing up for the night. See ya.